Hey everybody, what is going on? CanadianFlash here, guys, and Hightail just released a new blog post. Just out of the blue. I don't even know when this released, but I was just randomly scrolling through Discord and I had like 20 new Discord notifications and I saw there's a new blog post. And this blog post is a closer look at landscape generation in Hightail. This is going to be a good one. I don't think anybody predicted this one to be coming out. I haven't seen anybody like predict them on Reddit or Twitter or something. But hey, it's blog post day. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as I post 2 Hightail videos every single week, so you certainly wouldn't want to miss that. Also, check out my second channel, link will be in the description, and let's get right into this video. Hi there, in this blog post we're going to take a closer look at Hytale's world generation system, specifically the various techniques they use to create dramatic, procedurally generated landscapes across each of the adventure mode zones. We first discussed this topic in January 2019, and many of you wish to go back and read the Introduction to World Generation blog post. I'll leave a link to that in the description so you guys can go check that out. Just check that out if you guys want to get like a broad sense of like how the world generation started, and now you can see how it developed into what it is right now. So today we're going to get into some of the more specifics and demonstrate how Hytale's modders will be able to customize world gen to suit their own purposes. Awesome, so first they're going to talk about noise maps, height map, and interpretation. In this context of our procedural generation systems, a noise map is a set of random numbers that can be combined with a variety of functions to support a vast number of different kinds of generation. They use noise maps for a lot of different aspects of Hytale's content generation system, including all of the various landscape-related systems that we'll be detailing later in this article. One of the most striking issues is the formation of the zones themselves. So there is an image right here, I'm going to put it on the screen, and it says this image is from a very simple visualization tool and previews the result of combining noise maps with another important feature of landscape generation, height map interpretation. In this case, the environment becomes simulated as the rocky plateaus of Zone 2. It looks really cool. It's black and white, so who knows. Height map interpretation involves additional sets of numbers that allow us to establish high or low certain noise map features that will appear on terrain being generated. By tweaking height map interpretation thresholds, we can, for example, take a set of noise maps that will create a winding waterway and adapt them to proceed to a dramatic river canyons. Ooh, that's pretty cool. This is a quote, and they say, our technical artists learn noise map composition as a craft, says the world generation programmer Slicky? I don't know how to say your name, sorry. They have a large toolbox of different noise types and operations for combining them. It takes time to learn the balance, complexity, performance, and design. We're constantly discovering new ways to combine noise maps to generate unique terrain or place prefabs in unexpected ways. So that was the quote. We were happy with our configuration of a biome's noise maps and thresholds. We implemented these rules into the game itself, and here we have a quick little video of how it gets implemented into Zone 2, so I'm going to play that right now. This clip shows multiple noise maps being added to the landscape one after another, starting with the general landscape, then introducing the rules of Zone 2 river and the mountain biomes. The gradual growth and complexity that you see in this clip is for illustrated purposes. In reality, once the noise maps and thresholds for an area have been established, the landscape is generated all at once. That's really cool. Next, they're going to be talking about layers, covers, and prefabs. Prefabs, I love me some prefabs, guys. You guys know that. At this stage, we've got landscapes with plenty of blocks and a few major features like rivers, mountains, and shorelines. The process of giving environments their personality occurs across multiple stages, each with its own procedural generated processes. So there's actually a really cool picture here, and in the image it says plants and vegetation removed for demonstration purposes. It's just to show how the generation works on the ground. These are another kind of noise map that is used to specify both the depth and certain kinds of blocks in the terrain, as well as the kind of blocks that will appear on the surface. The screenshot above shows the various layers that comprise a landscape in Zone 3, with plants and vegetation removed to make it look easier for the underlying materials. Yeah, as I said before, it looks really cool. The next step involves covers. Cover refers to the incidental environment details like grass, foliage, mushrooms, crystals, outcrops, or crystal outcrops, and so on. So pretty much just like what makes the world look more live-like, like they said, mushrooms, or maybe even like a little den in the ground. I don't know, who knows. By configuring the covers for a given area, we can tell the world generation system what kind of plants should appear on which layers. That's really cool. I always wondered how they did that. For example, we might establish that dense shrubbery can only appear on grassy layers, while moss might occur on rocky surfaces underground. I wonder if that'll work on trees, like moss on trees, how they have it. I think that'll be really cool. Prefabs provide the finishing touches and are frequently what give environments their specific identity. Prefab arrangements of blocks created by our technical artists that are distributed throughout the environment by WorldGen systems. Incidental prefabs like trees are encountered frequently by the player and are distributed like all kinds of ground cover. Makes sense, yeah, we all know that trees are prefabs. They said there's over 7,000 different prefabs in Hytale, so it's not just generated structures like buildings. I'm guessing trees, maybe rocks, and all those things are considered prefabs. So here's an example of the transformation that takes place when the layers cover and incidental prefabs are applied to a new landscape. So we have a quick little video, and it says this prefab system also allows larger structures and the point of interest, which you may remember from this blog post. Once again, will be linked in the description. We've built thousands of prefabs to support Adventure Mode's world generation system, and modders will have the freedom to use this or their own builds when customizing the world. Prefabs are configured separately in order to assure that their appearance in the world is believable and feels special. Zones where larger prefabs can appear are mapped out using a different kind of noise map. So then we move on to this picture right here, and before reading it, honestly, reminds me of biology class, which I hated. Oh god, I was so bad at biology. Just reminds me of plant cells because they have like the firm wall on the outside, not the like membrane shell that animal cells have. So we're gonna read this, and it says, this is an example of a Voronoi, oh god, I butchered that noise, which creates a cell-like pattern. Yeah, I just said cells. For Hightail, we use these cells to establish where large prefabs can and can't occur. In the image above, the purple spots represent an area where large prefabs might be encountered, and collectively account for about 20% of the generated space. If we wished, we could increase and reduce the density. We've taken all together, layers, covers, and prefabs help us create environments that combine the dynamism, procedural generation with the sense of purpose that comes from incorporating hand-designed buildings and environmental features. That was a really long sentence. WorldGen is an amazing system, says technical artist Amber. It gives us so much control and allows us to be incredibly creative with the system. We've often created landscapes that show them to Slicky, and he said, wow, I had no idea you can even do that. There are other aspects of world generation that we haven't covered in today's blog, particularly cave systems, dungeons, and the way that zones intersect with one another. These are huge subjects unto themselves, so we're planning to cover them separately in our next deep dive into Hytale's generated systems. Please make that be next month. We hope this article has helped you guys understand a bit more about how Hytale's world generation is created. All of the systems that we've described in this post will be accessible to modders through extensively customizable configuration files. I know a lot of you guys will take a look into that. I personally won't. I'm not a modder, but I know a lot of you guys will. By combining assets creation in Hytale's Model Maker, our block building tools, and the underlying world generation systems, you'll be able to generate unique environments of your own. And here's one that they put together. It's actually a really cool image. I'll put that on screen and talk about it later. The custom landscape used in all of the technicals, or the custom landscape uses all of the techniques outlined in this blog post, including new prefabs, to realize a sci-fi setting within the Hytale world generation system. We can't wait to see what modders are able to do and build in this game. This is a really cool image. I'll definitely do a separate video where I break down all the pictures and videos in this blog post, but with all that being said, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this blog post. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, as I do my best to put out the blog post information first with high quality, as best quality as I possibly can, because no one wants to see the garbage quality out there in 2 seconds. And with all that being said, guys, have a great day.